What's up, everybody? This is Ron here with Art Pickers, and I'm just going to talk today about estate sales and a lot of questions about what is estate sale, how do you go about finding them. So I'm going to talk about some of the things I do when I see estate sales, and basically how I can learn from them and make money and kind of research them before I even go to them to get an idea if it's really worth my time. A lot of people ask, what is a estate sale? Estate sale is basically um, it's somebody's estate. Either they have moved and they have to they don't want to bring all their stuff to Florida with them, let's say, or across the country. Maybe they have two houses, maybe this is their summer house or whatnot, or somebody passed away and relatives just are not really interested in what they have. People pass away, people going to nursing homes, so the people get a hold of a estate sale company. They'll hold a estate sale to get rid of their items. Usually how it works with a estate sale is it's based on a percentage. I'm really not sure 100% what is the percentage, but some do it 60-40, 70-30. I've heard, if the more stuff you have, the more higher dollar stuff you have, cars and so on and so forth, you'll get a better rate. As the person trying to get rid of their items. And based on that, estate sale companies, a lot of them will try to get every little penny they have out of the item. Some price their stuff high, some price their stuff fairly fair. Most estate sales will be run anywhere from we have a bunch of companies here. They do kind of like one day and they're done. 6 hours, 7 hours tops. Come back the last hour and try to haggle and get a deal. And then others are, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 3 days. So with that being said, it's kind of like, it's very interesting. And, these are just some of the things. That's kind of what an estate sale is. It's basically a whole house. I mean, you're walking into somebody else's house, basement, sometimes outbuildings, barns, garages, attics, everywhere, from the bathroom to the bedroom to wherever else. But, and sometimes you can dig. I mean, there's a few estate sale companies by us. One I actually like a lot, but they have a huge following. And the Best Estate Sales, I believe, is the name of the company. They're kind of more up in Boston, but we've done pretty well with their estate sales in the past. But yeah, it's actually pretty well. But first you want to research, and if you can research, a lot of estate sale companies, they advertise one of three ways. For the most part, there's a estate sale website where companies will put this a sales, and they will put their pictures. It's called estatesales.net. And we'll take a look at that website in a little bit. Another one is your local newspaper. A lot of companies are still old school. What's up, Rudy? And they do it only in the newspaper, or a lot of companies will do it on Craigslist too. Sometimes I don't know if you have to pay for that website or not, but there's certain companies that advertise certain ways. And once you'll figure it out, they'll have Facebook pages and stuff like that, so you can see their pictures and so on and so forth. Another thing is, get there early. If there's something you like, get there early. Get there an hour early. Some state sales, if depending on what the quality of stuff is, you might get there 6 hours ahead of time. Bring yourself a sleeping bag. Stay in line. I mean, I've heard all kinds of stories about people showing up 12 hours ahead of time to estate sales, trying to start sign-up sheets and stuff like that. Some estate sale companies will honor estates sign-up sheets. Some will not. They'll kind of rip it up, and basically, if you're in line coming down the driveway or the pathway, they'll give you a number, and you can kind of go to your car and hang out for a little bit. But it's a great way that I've made a lot of money. I've done my best scores at estate sales, where I've gotten the most bang for my buck. And then other times I've waited in line, I've gotten to a sale, and I've realized that item is priced high enough to where I can't make any money off of it. So, and always be prepared for that. You know, it's a crapshoot. You might get the idea of how your estate sale prices. Go to a few different sales from different companies, and you'll start to get an idea of which companies are pretty fair with their prices and which ones kind of are a little higher. Some of them own shops, so if stuff doesn't sell in the estate sale, they'll bring it back to their shop and sell it at their consignment shop, so on and so forth. So you always have to be leery of that also. Another thing, bring cash. If there's a certain estate sale I like, I'll bring sometimes several $100s in cash, if it depends on what the product is that I'm interested in. A lot of them will take check too if you're a local person with your license. Some do accept credit cards, but what I found out in the past is, depending on how the weather is, sometimes the credit card readers, they'll have the scan flop things on their phone or on a tablet. They don't always work. Or if that estate sale company is having maybe 2 or 3 sales in a weekend, that they only have one flop. So a fob, whatever you call that little scanning thing. So it's at a different estate sale than the one you're at. So that can always be a pain in the butt too when you're trying to pay with a credit card, but they don't accept credit cards at that sale because they don't have the setup to accept it. So even though they do accept it, sometimes they don't have the availability. Another thing I like to do is I bring these bags. I'll bring, like, we have a few IKEA bags, and even these the recyclable bags you get like at the grocery store, where you keep them there. They're made of like the heavy nylon or whatever it is, and we'll use those to grab stuff and throw them in the bag as we want, and then we'll get a sign. Usually you'll get to find somebody at the estate sale that works for the company, and they'll write you up a slip with the prices of what you have. If larger items, you kind of want to bring your own stickers and have your name on it. Put a sticker on the item, a big enough sticker, especially when you're coming through the sale. If you're in the line in the beginning and you get in there, you want to hit that a sale and put your sticker on something. That way you're claiming that item. And I've heard some sales they hate stickers too. You kind of got to get accustomed to your sale. And when the people there that run these sales, they get used to you, you can haggle a little bit. They'll give you deals on stuff. There's ones that give us deals if we buy a bunch of clothing. They'll give us deals on it. And so it's always accustomed to go to these sales. Some places will not allow you to bring bags. Occasionally, ones that we go to in Boston, occasionally, they'll have a hissy fit. You can't even bring a pocketbook in. Like, they're scared of someone stealing. And there's only so much you can carry in your hands. It's always good to bring another person with you to help you. In my case, my wife, she becomes my little pack mule. And I know that sounds bad, but it's like, honey, here we go. We got to take this stuff. With that being said, and you buy a lot of larger items. If you ever buy a lot of larger items, don't expect them running the sale to help you load up or anything like that. You're basically on your own loading up anything. You better have some big friends or big vehicles. There's no delivery or anything like that. You know, it's just a run and shoot thing. A lot of merchandise too is sold as is. So if you're really interested and you're really, make sure it works before you leave. Or if you have any questions or issues, make sure you get it. There's so many times I tried looking stuff up, especially in that first hour of the estate sale, because that's usually when you find the best selection of merchandise. People will pay almost eBay prices for stuff because they want it and it's there. They can touch it. So you have to be kind of careful. I've tried looking stuff up before and I come back and that item's already claimed or taken. So almost with estate sales, I do not even look at my phone. I keep it in my pocket. The only time I looking for it is if I'm trying to find my wife when I'm in the sale and try to figure it out. But yeah, I mean, if they're asking a high price on something, always come back at a later date, or even we sometimes will leave an offer that what we're willing to pay for that item on our business card. And only once have I ever had them call me back asking that we had the same price as somebody else, and they were asking the other person was willing to go higher, and were we willing to go higher? And I was like, nah, they can have that item. I had a second time to think about it and do some more research on it, and it just wasn't my thing. But estate sales, first, when you start going to them, they can become very overwhelming. It's not, I mean, here anyway, it's not uncommon to have 50, 100 people in a house, if not a little bit more in the house. And like, it's kind of chaotic early on. You know, as the day winds down, the crowds kind of dissipate a little bit. Prepare to walk too sometimes. As you park your car like a quarter of a mile away. You know, sometimes some of them will only let you park on one side of the road. You know, and then you're trying not to block people's mailboxes, driveways. And if you're the 30th person, just think if everybody comes in one car, you're either 15 cars, you know, 7, 8, 10 houses down that way or that way. I've seen some crazy lines, which is sometimes a pain in the butt when I'm trying to park my Ford Excursion. I really have bad issues trying to park that thing sometimes at estate sales if I'm not there early on. It can be a pain. But we're going to go to the website right now and just do kind of a little researching that I do. So we'll do a little screen share here. Let me see here. All right, going to do a little screen share. We're going to go to statesales.net. All right. So we're here. I'll put the chat over there so I can see this, see everybody. Ronnie, are estate sales the same as estate auctions? Estate sale is basically a sale. Estate auction is an auction. Estate sales, basically everything is one price. Sometimes there is auctions at estates and they'll auction everything off. I've never been to one of those, as everything I've been is strictly. Sometimes the items are priced. There's some estate sales where items are not priced. There's one in Boston, like I said, they usually swoop in for one day. They actually have very good estate sales. They have a very good following. You can get there an hour early and you're still the 40th person in line. It's kind of overwhelming sometimes, but they'll have prices on very few things, and you can wheel and deal. Kind of the more stuff you buy, the better off you can get deals on. But let me just see here. Okay, so we're from Massachusetts, so we'll click on Massachusetts. We'll go down here to Barnstable Town. Oh, we have 3 estate sales this weekend. As you see right here, one's 2 days, 22nd, 23rd, 10 to 2. Oh, that one just ended. And then this one's 20, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, I guess. But anyway, we'll look at this one, see what this has got. It kind of gives you an idea where it is, gives you the time, talks to you the company, Yankee Estate Sales. They have a website you can see right there. And they give you a brief overview of some of the stuff that you'll see here. And you just get an idea if there's anything that interests you. And then there's pictures that you see here. As you know, we'll scroll through some of these pictures and this is kind of how I'll just go through and see if there's anything that catches my eye to do more research with or try to figure out. There's nothing here that I would probably mess with. Looks like some furniture. It kind of looks like they might be moving because it doesn't look like to be any clothes. Some bedding sets and furniture, and looks like some Tefal cookware. I mean, it doesn't do anything. Some copper stuff, but once again, that doesn't really do anything. What the hell is that knife? Shun. Well, let's look. Let's see if this is any good. That looks interesting enough. Let's go to eBay. Shun knife. All right, that looks like an interesting knife brand. You see right here. Let's check sold. Yeah, I mean, for the right price, that might be worth something. I've never seen that before, that brand. Let's try a little different here. Let's go highest to lowest. They bring some good money. Let's just look at used. So I'm not sure if that's one knife or is it a set like this, but that's looking like it might be worth some money right there, depending on what they're asking. Looks to be a chef's knife. I would say it's not too shabby. I mean, that might be some money right there. Come on, let's go here. I'm not signed in eBay. How about that? Anyway, that knife might be worth something. That's kind of interesting. But I'm not seeing really much else. I mean, it seems to be some old kitchen stuff there. I don't know what. Perfect pancake on the bottom. Maybe that's a turbo roaster. But nothing really interests me there. All right, I don't know what happened to eBay here. All right, let's see here. Let's check out another estate sale. Let's look here. Let's go to Mass. Let's check out Boston. Let's see what we got here. See if there's anything interesting. They got a car, Audi A4. Watertown, and there's nothing even nowhere near close to me. Franklin, that is Shrewsbury. Let's look. This is best rate. That's the company I was talking about earlier. They usually have a sales like this one's 2 days. Look to have a bunch of vehicles, Corvette, some motorcycles, town car, RAV4, pickup truck. Go through my midlife crisis right there. Wife would not want me coming home with that or this. But should you get into some stuff here? Let's look at some pictures. That's a big ass table. Interesting belt. Don't know nothing about that. Like some cigar boxes and stuff. Yeah, not sure if there's much money in that. Some interesting things. But once again, I don't even know what that is. That's odd. Some lighters and stuff. But stereo equipment. That's always interesting. Let's look. That looks, actually, that's a good brand right there, Mark. Whoa, 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 whoa. All right, why am I showing this? Media console number 40. Let's look it up. Think it's worth anything? Number 40, there's nothing, anything sold. No. All right, but we did see that brand does actually sell pretty well. Let's get that 40 out of there. Well, that looks, that's an amp, 334. Let's see here, used. Highest to lowest. I mean, it looks like a great name for some stereo equipment. Oh, is that one? Oh, shit. So we got this, that one right there. That's crazy right there. Number 40. Yeah, that's that right there. That's crazy right there. I mean, I don't know what they're asking, but that sold for 28. That sold, that's the same one, ain't it? Yeah, 27.50. Holy shit. That's some crazy money right there. This one might be one I have to swoop up into and get some stuff. That's some crazy stereo equipment right there. But yeah, we might have to redo this video. But just playing. But there's some stuff here, some watches, Taylor's and Company. That looks to be a gun. I don't know nothing about the watch. Some video equipment if you know anything about the cameras here. This might be an interesting sale to go up and see actually in a few weeks. VHSs. Those are some funky. There's a radio control boat too. Some more. No, that radio control boat ain't worth shit. Cameras. What the hell is that? Anybody know what that is? What is that? But some interesting cool things there. Yeah. Bunch of kitchen shit. More kitchen stuff. Huh. This looks like to be a very interesting sale. This would be probably something I would be interested in going to this sale. Some men's clothing. Can't really tell what's there, but it could be high quality. It looks actually pretty good. Some more home stereo equipment and stuff. Who the hell is going to buy that at a estate sale? Have to take that apart and put that back together. Let's see. Oh my lord. Ab chair. Some doggies. All right, so you get the idea. I mean, you kind of get the gist of researching and going, and you could research easily your items and actually see what's there and get a really good idea of but you get an idea. I showed you right there how you can easily scan and take a few minutes and just go back and forth from eBay to the or thing and kind of get an idea of what it is. I mean, certain companies, some companies do eBay pricing, but you know, it is what it is sometimes. Yeah, Coco. I'm not too. I don't know. I might have to do this video and take out that part. That seems actually like a really nice. But they could be asking a boatload of money on that too. But with that being said, I'm gonna cut this loose. You know, but that's really quickly how you can figure out about estate sales. I mean, just go to the websites, go, and you're not really going to realize if you know if you're going to like it or not to go to them and check them out. There's more than one company in your area. We must have 6 companies on the Cape at least. I think like Yankee, Stem to Stern, Portside, West Bay Antiques. So, I mean, there's a bunch of other companies too. There's a few others I can't think of. So, you know, they're actually all out there, and you could try to figure it out pretty quickly. If there's something worth it, you know, even if there's nothing worth it, it might be just a chance to go and get your feet wet and go into estate sales. I almost go to in the summertime, I'll kind of cut back on estate sales, but in the spring and the fall, that's where we really get big into estate sales. And in the summer, depending on what they have, like I'll look this weekend, I probably wouldn't, I'm not going to hit any of these estate sales in the Cape. Just, I don't think there's anything really that great. I don't want to waste my time. It's going to be cold. It's going to be some snow. But hey, but if you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Any comments or questions, I'll try to hit you up down below. But thank you all for coming through today. See you later. Bye.